Nico! Okay, we're gonna watch Nico's shout out real quick here before we get going. Wow, this is a long clip. Okay, sorry, Nico. I got bored. Oh, okay, we're done. It's perfectly fine. Hey, welcome in, everybody. I see. Let me break out my magic mirror. Does anyone recognize or remember the magic mirror? Holy crap, am I old? But I saw Alex was in first. Congratulations, Alex. Mrs. Jedi made a quick pass by. She's pushing hard to get schoolwork done early so that we can go up to Seattle this weekend and go hang out with Dan and Sandwich. And we're just going to spend all of our days with both of them. We'll be lucky if we manage to coordinate a meeting with either one of them. But it's what we're going to try to do. So, Mrs. Jedi, hi and bye, I'm sure. But thank you for the inevitable lurk. Of course, we've got Nico and my nemesis. Okay, yeah, it played the sound effect. I was so entranced with. I'm not sure what that clip was doing for me there, but I was so entranced that I missed the drum roll. But I do see that my greeters managed to greet everybody correctly. I think we're back. We're good in business. Let's see if. Okay, the latest edition. Still up there and working. I think we got everything going. I think I'm set for all of this. So yesterday I had my great big surprise SnowRunner party stream where I was doing actual live multiplayer with Miss Silvermoon and Will Gander, also known as Billy. And then King Ninja tried to join in, but he was joining in on console, and the networking code in SnowRunner is terrible. And when I was trying to get in off of my Switch, it just wasn't letting me in. Now it hurts that Miss Silvermoon is in the UK, so there's a lot of internet between us and her. So I think that was part of the deal. But connecting the consoles to the PC, which is supposed to work, and I've gotten to work locally, just never seems to work well over long distances. Oh, look at this! We got a love fest going there. You have all the Pikmin onions. Ah, good. I just saw a video today about the purple and white, I think. I didn't even know that they were going to do independent onions for those. So apparently I'm guessing they're going to have onions for everything. I got a long way to go in that game. I'm going to feel personally satisfied in Pikmin 4 if I just reach the point of the initial end credits, even though there's a ton to do after those credits. Apparently so. But yeah, I've also got 1, 2, and 3. I got to go back through and kind of piecemeal my way through. I know that I'm going to be unsuccessful and suffer just a terrible failure on 1, because there's no way I'm going to get those 30 items in 30 days, because I think I've got 8 or 10 and I'm 12 days in. I'm way behind the curve. It's going to be terrible. It's weird for purple and white, because in 2 they didn't have onion. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that all of these spanky colored Pikmin were ones that you were just gonna find out there, and if you needed more, like me and my ice Pikmin, if I need more, I gotta go back to the caves where I first found them and pluck the 5 or 10 or whatever at a time. But if they've got onions coming up someday, that seems like that would be helpful and useful, so I'm glad for that. I also saw a great video today that Nintendo Life did, where he was going back. He'd finished the initial credits, so apparently in the Piclopedia, when you're initially playing through, there's the guide that you rescue that enables the Piclopedia. He's got all those little commentary about all of the monsters. But once you hit the initial credits, it unlocks a second commentary on each entry from Olimar. And it's weird and dark and hilarious, the level of detail that they go to in a bunch of this stuff. And apparently the number one theme in Pikmin is parasitism. So that's fun and super gross. But I'll leave that to the viewer to go entertain on yourself. And a third one. And a third one what? Where are we at? Am I having a stroke? I could be. Did I give a list of 2 things? Yeah, I don't remember that. Don't save Louis. He is a dick. Yeah, on Nico's Discord server, I posted a link to a video that I found today that I haven't watched yet, but the title is all about Louis being a dick, and I think it's going to be hilarious. I'm actually going to watch it sometime after my stream tonight. After stream, Mrs. Jedi and I were doing dinner real quick, and then I got to do haircuts and coloring because we got to all be fancy for our trip up north here this weekend. So, oh, there's a third entry after Olimar? No, that one did not show up in this video. Oh God, I bet that's kind of terrifying. Do they get even darker? That would be awesome. I love the extent to which someone decided to write lore for this stuff. Lore that has no business being there, but is still super entertaining nonetheless. As long as we're busy chit-chatting, let me flip over to game screen here. Because yesterday was the big multiplayer fest where I was jumping into Miss Moon's game to help her out with some of this British Columbia stuff. Today, I'm back to my normal playthrough, where for mine, I have finished everything you can possibly do now on the first map, except open the gateway to the second map. I saved that all just for you. But all of the tasks, including 3 that required doing some other things in order to enable them in the first place, all the tasks are done. The contract list, I've worked my way down through, and the only contract I've got left available to me is going to be the one to go open the passageway. So there you go. Tasks are complete. I even did the 2 contests. Those were actually kind of fun. The first one I succeeded at by accident. I actually barrel rolled my truck down the ski slope, and it landed on its wheels, which is a miracle already, but it was also facing exactly the cross path that I needed to take off on, so I barely lost any time coming down that hill. It was awesome. It's tasty and stays the series. One of the entries says, although difficult to prepare, this exquisite creature is more than worth the effort. Great in fajitas. Nice. So yes, I definitely saved the gate just for KDP. So there it is. Paralyzed transportation. And I've got it selected up there. And so you got to deliver to the landslide that is blocking the gateway. I'm going to need service spare parts and 2 concrete slabs, which is 5 slots of cargo. So that sounds like the Taiga is going to be driving a 5-slot flatbed to me. Down here, Uncle Fishmore. I still love that name. This is the one that's eventually going to require us to go get the boat on the second map and haul it all the way back over to the... keep moving cursor. There you go. To the marina right here. So there's a long drive ahead on that one. But everything else it needs right now is either on the second map or locked by tasks on the second map. And down here under Stormy Water Medical, there's only 1 contract left before I complete Stormy Water Medical. But for this one, you actually have to deliver something to the second map. So this is locked until I've unlocked it. So that leaves me with just this one bad boy to go. This gives me access to the gateway and some good cash. At this point, I really have no need for XP or cash in this particular playthrough because it's normal mode, so you don't really spend money on anything. You could spend $750. If I can get this cursor to move down here in time. You can spend $750 for this ferry to take you from point A over here to point B, which only saves you driving from those little highlands. So I'm a tightwad. I'm not dropping $750 just to cross water that I've been crossing back and forth constantly in order to get the ferry working in the first place. But other than that, there's really nothing to spend money on. At least nothing to spend money on that you can't get all that money back later on by selling your vehicles off. So let me return to the garage. Now, I had retained all of my vehicles away, at least all the ones that were sitting in the garage, in order to prepare for joining Miss Moon's game. And then as it turns out, I couldn't join off of this machine anyway. So first thing I need to do... Well, let me take off my reading glasses. First thing I need to do is pop over here to my storage and pull at least this truck back out, because this is what I'm going to start with. And I got to make sure that I have the low saddle on. Got a loading crane. Yeah, I got a loading crane and a low saddle. There they are. Somewhat miraculously, it's daytime. Who knew? Beacons on for safety. So I used to have a whole bunch of trucks that were kind of gathering up around here as I was completing all the tasks and missions on this side of the world. But I retained them all away, except for my Scout over there. The Scout is attached to a small Scout fuel trailer that's actually a mission trailer. So I can't sell it. So I've just got it sitting there waiting for delivery. When I finally find that mission, it must be on the second map, then I'm going to fire up the scout and see if I can make it all the way over to the second map. Let's see. I need the blue flatbed. That one's tempting, except I don't need more than the 5 slots cargo, so I don't need the super big fancy. This one is much more maneuverable. There we go. Get that horn going. I had to leave Dan and the Sirenscape crew toward the end of their show there in order to get my stream going on time. Also, they were reaching the point where they were starting to discuss all of their really disgusting personal injuries throughout time. How their cooking show turned into personal injuries, I'm not entirely certain, but some of them are getting kind of gross. So I'm okay hanging out over here now. I'm going to do me some driving. Don't know. I know Dan didn't raid in last week. He might this week. That'll be a terrible shocking surprise. But if he does, I've got some Sirenscape ready to go in the background here. I don't have it hooked up to my Stream Deck yet, so I'm going to have to fumble through desktop windows to find the right stuff. But I've got some goodies lined up. I think it's mostly sound effects I've used before, but I've also got the graphical overlay I'm going to throw out there. Oh, I got so many things that I want to do to automate my stream support. Now I've got a little bit of free time, so I'm starting to work on them a little more. For those keeping track at home, I did have my first interview today. It was with... I gotta make this part first. It was with a recruiter that my soon-to-be former company used a lot for trying to bring in employees to us. So our HR person reversed the polarity and sent all of our information back out to this group. Service spare parts. Yes, I want one of those. Thank you very much. So I had a brief conversation, it was about 20-30 minutes, with the recruiter person to kind of get the lay of the land on who I am, what I want. Unfortunately, she had just talked to one of the other people that is about to be out of a job at my company here shortly, so she knew all of the details about how we were collapsing, so that saved me a good 10 minutes worth of conversation, so I appreciate that. Dave, you're not watching, but hey, thanks for leading me in there. I do have one application out to a job that I would actually really like to have, which is always scary, because usually that means that's the one that I'll get totally ghosted on. So far, I've been totally ghosted on it, but that's kind of to be expected. It is a referral through someone in my network on LinkedIn who knew that would ever actually work out. So I'm kind of hopeful that it's just a slow roll. But it's working on, effectively, it's mapping software. Don't really know exactly what their technology stack is, but they have a small suite of apps, and I've actually used one of them for four-wheeling before. Since I don't do a whole ton of four-wheeling anymore, I only used it for the free trial period, and I didn't want to go and invest in... I think they did monthly or annual memberships. And it would be kind of fun to have an annual membership, but not if I'm only going to go four-wheeling once or twice a year. Hey, I made it through that dip without damaging the engine. That may be the first time. I've got Dan up just in case down there. It looks like they are not going to raid today. Okie dokie. Well, I've still got my Sirenscape stuff ready, just in case. I'll probably use it at some point just because I can. Dave Thomas. Almost. Actually, this is going to be funny. There is a Dave Thomas at, until next Monday, at my company with me. But this was a second Dave. But no, he is not the Wendy's founder because he is dead, and that would make the working environment very uncomfortable. Uncharted territories. Ooh, territories. Oh, I love that I picked the Australian voice for this. It makes everything better. Thank you for the biddies. That is me. And that is my full-time job now. I am a professional Twitch streamer. Watch me roar. I'll probably make partner in the next couple of days. could all of you go find like 70 more people to come watch simultaneously? I think I'd need that. Let's see. I have Syrinscape now frozen here on my knee. Actually, what I wanted to do is go check out the map real quick. First, let me close that window, because I don't need this. Go away, iPad. And to get concrete, I need to turn here, so I gotta remember to do that. And then on the way back, I'm going over there and up to the gateway. Yeah, actually, have we ever called him Dave 2.0? I don't know about that. I know at one point, my company had 2 Jasons, and the 2 of us were deployed at a client that also had 2 Jasons. So we were Jason 1 through 4. I happen to be number 2. Why? Well, it's because we numbered ourselves. So us 2 contractors numbered ourselves ahead of the full-time employees, because, you know, screw those guys. So Jason number 1 had been with my company for a little bit longer, so he got the number 1, I got the number 2. I gotta put reading glasses on now. A pyramid scheme for Jedi viewers. Oh, that would be so nice. Dude, hang on, I gotta downshift to pull this up. There we go. I got 70 my friends, and they got 70. Oh my god, that would be so awesome. I could be Critical Role in no time with the 5,000 concurrent viewers throwing subs and bits my way, and I would still probably only make a fraction of my software developer job. So yeah, I'm trying to stick with that for my future career plans. We'll see how well this goes. I have an interview with another recruiter tomorrow. This one happens to be one that my company has used in the past, but I believe she got into contact with me because I showed up under the newly open to work alert that all those recruiters have set up. I've also received a couple of notices from potentially skeevy recruiters on LinkedIn, and one of them I can't get any kind of read on whether it's even remotely legitimate or not, so I'm just ignoring it. The other one is very clearly a case of a near legally defined pyramid scheme. It's one of those, hey, would you like to come work with us at one of our financial institutions selling crappy plans to people over the phone? In which the answer is absolutely no, I would not. Even if they were legitimate financial lifetime plans, I would not want to be selling crap over the phone. I'm old now. I did my tour of duty in the more customer service-based venue. When I reached the point of retirement, so it doesn't matter anymore, I wouldn't mind necessarily going back to one of those, but not over the phone. I could be a Walmart greeter. That would be awesome. If Walmart greeting paid, a solid 6-digit fee or annual salary, I would be all over that right now. I would greet the most hideous people and just not care as long as they weren't actively armed. Because, Walmart. And I don't think that's how Walmart works. Unless you're at the top. Is Walmart hiring at the top? I'll just do that. It's probably easy. Good. Hey, we need to, and they give the vaguest of details. Yeah, it's kind of bad. I love Walmart greeters. They aren't racist at all near you. Yeah, well, I'm sure that applies to basically everybody in where you are. Look at me now. I'm a racist one. Stupid. 3 Kins, 3 Sheilas, and 3 Lisa's. All right, that's like a hat trick of hat tricks. My prior company, when I was living in Omaha, we had 3 Jasons on this one team, and then a handful of them elsewhere. So I worked my way up to Jason number 1 there. It was pretty awesome. That's when I was a full-on project lead, and things were good back then. I would wish that I could have that job back, except that job basically ceased to exist. I got to keep the title and the pay, but suddenly all of us on that project became QA on a different project. And after a year and a half, we were still QA on this other project, and it wasn't looking like it was going to end anytime soon. So that's how I ended up moving here. And now, 9 years later, I got to do the job hunt all over again. Almost 9 years. I got to be fair there. My main jobs, I typically do 8 years out there. And I thought, oh my God, I'm actually going to, if we make it to the end of the year before the company collapses, because, you know, there have been hints coming. If I can make it to the end of the year, I will have actually cleared 9 years for the first time. Huge celebration, whatever, some sort of milestone, but nope, didn't make it. My 9-year anniversary would be on Halloween. Officially, I'm getting laid off next Monday. In terms of money in my pocket, and more importantly, health insurance, that's still going to happen through the end of September. But as a side benefit, it means, I think then at the end of August is when I'm eligible to apply for unemployment, as long as I don't find something else by then. So I get a month of unemployment, a month of severance pay, and a month of new employment at the same time. I could totally triple up. I'm sure there's nothing illegitimate with that. It'll be fine. How did the company go out of business? Yeah, I have officially been released from all NDAs. I can say anything and everything. I won't go to that level of detail just because that's not classy. But essentially, yeah, it comes down to a problem with contracts. We had all but 2 of our contracts ended. Actually, all but 3 of them ended at the beginning of July. Mine ended in the middle of July, suddenly. It was kind of unexpected. I have talked to one of the full-time employees that I work with since then, and he had mentioned that, yeah, he knew that the budgetary issue was coming. He didn't think it would be quite that soon, but he knew we weren't going to make it to the end of the year at all. So my manager at my consulting firm may have had some conversations around that and decided, just without telling any of us, that, yeah, maybe we'll just go ahead and let it go there. But then we've got one contract that ends on Monday. And then after that, there is one contract left with 2 people on it that actually goes through the end of August, which is a bummer for those 2 people, because it means we're all getting the same amount of money, but they actually have to work for 1 month of it in order to get it. So my condolences to them, and unfortunately those 2 happen to be out at Nike, which, you know, a lot of people will tell you out there that working for Nike isn't necessarily a great thing. They're not quite as old school as someone like IBM is. You know, you don't have to wear the shirt and tie at all times, but you know, the rumors are rare, but supposedly they will fire you if you wear the wrong brand of shoes. They will absolutely make you leave the building and go change if you have a visible apparel label that isn't theirs. But the rumor is that if it's Adidas, which actually also has major offices here in Portland, that if it's Adidas, they will terminate you. At a minimum, you will be written up. Like, it's ridiculous. But then they also have a ton of rules instituted about who can work when and where and what sort of intervals, and they're doubly complicated for contractors. So it's not something that old men like me want to waste their time screwing around with. Let's let the young kids deal with all of the funny rules. The real weird part for me is the whole idea that working 2 years at a job and then moving on to something else is kind of the standard now. You know, damn it, when I was a kid going uphill both ways to school in the snow, you know, if you weren't at a job for at least 4 years before you were applying somewhere else, it's because you did something wrong and you were effectively being kicked out. And so it was a stand. And look at that. Any logo that isn't theirs, you have to go home. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think if you refuse to go home and change, they will fire you regardless of anything they've told you to go home. The rumor is that Adidas is instant. To be honest, if you walk into your job at Nike and you're wearing anything Adidas, you are doing it to be a jerk. So you probably deserved it anyway. chances are good that your record already exists. Come on, Bessie, you pull this hill. I gotta make it to the little blue flag, and then I gotta make it to the yellow diamond. And then we got a gateway, and we're moving to the national park. Well, we'll stick to low plus. So, once drove in there to make U-turn. Two people in separate golf carts demanded an notice. Oh yeah, right across the major street, there's a fairly heavily forested green belt, except that the green is all in pine trees. But it is property of Nike, and it is their walking path. And if you walk on it, you will get swarmed by those guards on golf carts, who will make you get the hell out right away. We actually drove onto the Nike campus and made the long twisty passage up and down and across their parking garage when we got our initial COVID vaccines. So that was a super convenient place to do that. A free tour of the campus. One of my coworkers was on a contract out there. Normally, our contract stuff is actually off on a satellite campus of theirs over in the Cedar Hills area. Not far from the main campus, but not on it. But he actually got to be on campus for this one because it was a fairly prestigious contract, and he was one of our top guys. And so he was there the day LeBron showed up to do some testing out in the main quad area. So he came back to our monthly meeting, and he actually did a small 10-minute presentation on all of these sports celebrities that he had been able to see through the windows. They weren't going to let him out there with anyone doing anything, but he could take pictures from the window. That made for some good times. Oh, you lived on the other side of us. Well, there you go. Was your cousin Vinny? Because I'm assuming all cousins are named Vinny. They really should be. Oh, we're here. Okay, let me take these glasses off. And, hey, that's still reading green. Nice. Service spare parts, slab, and here we go. Ready for the fireworks? Woo! Contract complete. Finally, the land route is restored. This is vital for Duncan Bay. I don't know what they call it, national park, and this is a Canadian national park. Keep that in mind. I don't know what difference that really makes. North Peak National Park. Let's just go check it out. I got this truck sitting right here. You know, I should have dragged the Scout along behind me, now that I think about it. Hey, there's the boat! We're gonna do that job someday. I don't know when that day is. I think it's actually available pretty quickly once you get onto this other map, but there's a minimum of one bridge. I don't think you have to build it, but you should build it before you try towing that thing out. Yeah, if you were watching Miss Moon's stream yesterday, she was trying to pull that out. It became the challenge to use one of the worst possible trucks to try to pull it through the river alongside the broken bridge. And it didn't go well. No, it didn't go well at all. The boat did make it out of the river finally, but only when someone brought in a much beefier truck to do it. And then, the joy of multiplayer, it encountered a fatal glitch. And I've run into this single player, but not with the boat before, where as soon as you have any kind of attachment to the vehicle, it tries to activate physics for it. But there's something wrong with the way the physics is defined, so it goes into a death spiral, and it will literally launch things up into orbit, orbit altitudes, and sometimes they come down, and sometimes they don't. And once they are out of a certain range of your vehicle, which I think is 66 meters, then to save processing power, the game will stop applying physics to things. So her boat was just floating in midair for a very long time. And I gotta put these back on to read. Oh, you're an extra in Extraordinary Measures. That's why I knew you. Oh, okay. In Pioneer Square? Yeah. The back of Brendan Fraser and Harrison Ford. That's their most famous sides. They're late because of Nike. Damn it, Nike. Yeah, exactly. There's never physics problems in games. This doesn't happen. So this should be a pretty dark map to begin with. Yeah. Where's the edge of this map? Oh, okay. So I'm starting kind of middle center over there. There's a service hub. Oh, two service hubs. Yeah, this is a nice big map too. I've known from taking a look at the global map over here. There it is. You can see, it may be hard to make out on stream there, but right below where it says truck info and then there's a picture of a truck, that's my truck that just pulled into the map. Right below that, there's a very faint garage logo. It shows up, garage opened, it shows up on this one. There's a very faint one over there. That means that there is a garage, and if I squint and lean that way... Hey, welcome in, Ninja. I'm going, wait a minute. Someone's talking in my ear. Is that why is Ninja talking in my ear? How is this happening? Oh, yeah, shoutouts. Oh, yeah, speaking of physics glitches. Hey, there it is in action. Yeah, I had a Scout 800 that I was trying to tow in Maine that suddenly decided to do this to me one day. Ooh! On the nose. Nice. There you go. Problem solved. Way to go. No physics problem. That's a feature.
I think this map has bugs.
Welcome. No, that's exactly the way you want it to play. At least once it does start doing that, you want to keep playing with it. I kept trying to tow this Scout 800 around. It kept flying up on tops of cliffs, and it would, sometimes bring me with it, sometimes it wouldn't. I think I entertained myself with that thing for about an hour. Yeah, it's exactly a feature. So anyway, there is a garage on the North Peak National Park here, but there's a contract to build it, so I can't actually garage anything out here yet. So we're going to be opening with a bunch of back and forth. So what I want to decide now is, do I probably at least cruise around on the pavement, open up a little bit of the map with the truck, as long as I'm here. But then I am going to want to turn around. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh. I'm going to activate that one. So yeah, I'm going to want to turn around. I'm going to want to get a scout vehicle to start hitting all of these watchtowers. I've always been intrigued with the notion of dragging one of the radar trailers around and letting it do some of the scouting out for me, but honestly, once you've hit all the watchtowers, that opens up almost everything anyway. That gives me some driving opportunity, get to know some of the roads out there that I may or may not be forced to take later on. And you get to see some of the really good views from up at the towers. So I'm gonna work on those. Cargo container and service spare parts. Are there any? There is a cargo container on this map. And there's service spare parts way over there, too. Fish farm storage? I want that. So what is this? The two services? No, okay. Warehouse and service hub. Oh, hey, the warehouse actually isn't very far from here. Well, maybe I could take a look. Working this contract with the truck I got right here. I can always scout later. Yeah, screw scouting. Doing that for 15 minutes until you couldn't move it anymore. Now, use the radar trailer and skip. Oh, yeah. I suppose mine. Yeah, most of this is habituation, maybe. It's all. I've always done it this way. I'm going to keep doing it that way. I don't know. It's a formula for fun, because if one thing screams fun, it's mandatory. Okay, well, let's just drive. This probably can't be too deep. I didn't pay a ton of attention on Miss Moon's stream yesterday while they were messing around over here. I did jump over late at the end. I jumped into the garage that had already been built and, made my way over to the crazy boat just because that needed to be seen. But I don't know basically any of the rest of the layout of this area, which is kind of nice, I think. actually get to still explore. So there's a big building over there. Everyone loves big building. If I had planned this ahead, so, you know, there's an if, probably would have done something about maybe using a truck with a better fuel supply. Oh, yeah, 'cause I'm already down 200 liters on this point, but there's fuel around here someplace, probably, maybe. Yeah, just put a scout, fuel, scout, and radar trailer on a 5 slot and drag it around. Yeah, oh wow, yeah, that definitely gets you covered on all the angles there. New objective. Water probe. Local geologists need a water probe from the 2 lakes in the north and south of North Peak Park, paid by the piece. I did see Miss Moon activate this one, so I know roughly there's 2 large lakes on this map. So that's 1 point on each of those. Got that. Any other yellow squares taunting me around here? Any gas station neon jumping out at me around here? That's probably what I should pay a little more attention to. There's a grocery store. Anyone need snacks? So this looks... Go on down to here to the next turn. Yeah, Oh, yeah, duh, right there. Ta-da! Gas station. Everything's fine now. I'm literally driving into it while I'm looking over here at chat. Full of fuel. Here is a piece of note paper. This has got to be something good. Abandoned oil tank. Ooh, I like these missions. Our driver got stuck in the marshes with an oil tank. The road is too rough. This calls for a pro like yourself. Help us with the delivery, and we'll be even. Pay me for the delivery, and we'll be even. 2 liters of dew coming up. You like the regular or you like the code red? Dirty gamer admission at this point. I've actually never had code red. I have had Baja Blast because I went to Taco Bell once. Okay, admission number 2. I've been to Taco Bell more than once. But I've never actually had Code Red. Everyone pee because we ain't stopping. That's damn right. Oh, Mrs. Jedi will tell you the stories about my, Nazi iron-handed control over our road trips. The phrase that comes up most often in mine is, "Your seat reclines." We ain't stopping. What am I actually looking for here? Cargo container or service spare parts. Ooh, look at that. There's a cargo container. You got the parts? You got the parts? You got the parts? No, you do not. Oh well. That's not as important because I am full of fuel. Oh, hey, the abandoned tank actually isn't far away. That looks like a dock. Probably don't want to drive off the end of that one. This must be one of those 2 aforementioned lakes. Oh yeah, because there's one of the water probes. Don't confuse that with an anal probe. Word to the wise. I don't know why it's only going to show me the one, though. Oh well. Who cares? Let's see. So I got to take a guess as to which way is the more effective way to get around this. Because there's a watchtower right there, I am going to guesstimate that I want to go around this side. Let's just say there, 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 and there. I mean, how bad could it be, right? If it's bad, we go to that service hub over there instead. What does the fish storage have? Oh, it also has service spare parts. Well, that's fair. My lights on? Yeah, okay. I knew my beacons were on, so I'm safe, but I want to make sure my headlights are on. So. You get to this heavy dusk here. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes whether those headlights are on. Oh, looking this way is much more easier to tell. Oh, I see trailer. Ooh, I see trailers. Because they're curtain sides, these are absolutely mission trailers. Just when you get close enough to activate physics, there's one, there's 2. They now legally exist. Hey, good lookins. I'll be back for you later. Ooh, that looks like there should be something in there. I don't see any yellow rotating squares, though, so I guess I'll move on. So there's yellow squares. Down 22 liters of fuel, but I'm going to suck it up and just go. Oh, more squares over there. One side, it doesn't matter which side of this lake I go on. Probably both sides are going to have a road blockage of some sort. We'll just kind of tool around, see what happens. Hey, thanks, Streamlabs. It's good to see you keeping everybody honest. Oh, hey, this road is lumpy. It reminds me very much of the road into, say, Yosemite. Everything about that road is terrible, like this one. Except the Yosemite one, I think, actually has even more holes than this. How are we doing map-wise? Oh, yeah, hey, actually... that isn't as far off as I might have thought. It just doesn't account for this great big oxbow over here in the road. I probably can't drive down the cliff and back up, so I'm going to go around it. Look how easy that is. Look how terrible this road is. Oops, oh wow, that turns hard when you're looking over at chat. Never heard of a road being lumpy. Well, now you have, because this one sure is. Yes, but not lumpy. I think a doctor should take a look. Yeah, hey! There you go. Thank you for both the sub and the ad revenue. Trade secret. Every once in a while, I like to pop onto my channel using my alt account so that it gets to watch one or two ads, and I make like an 1/18 of a cent or something. So, you know, I'm going to roll in the big bucks just watching my own ads. It's pretty awesome. But thank you for dropping in. Just go faster. It makes it smoother. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, to a degree, I can agree with that. That is kind of how I handle speed bumps a lot of the time. This portion of the road doesn't look as refined, perhaps, as the other. Oh, but now that I'm looking, that one very clearly has a rock slide over it, so... I was going to go the more fun way anyway. Now I kind of have to. Do I want to... crap. Do I want to go... I think I want to go ahead and activate the inevitable mission over there. I'm gonna kind of regret this, maybe a little bit. To get hooked back up in this mud bog. Getting hooked up again in the mud bog is a bad idea, so at least let me drive over here first. I may be mud bogged already. Can't tell though, because, you know, it's SnowRunner, and it's nighttime. Who knew? There are parts of Canada and Russia where it isn't dark 20 plus hours a day. I want them to know this. That's good. Drive point here. Maybe I'll just worry about collecting that mission on the way back. Maybe. I'm going to go ahead and go to low plus and keep these wheels churning. This isn't so bad over here. Pretty much turned off ads. Yeah, actually on mine, on Twitch, I have turned off every ad option that is available to me. And so Twitch runs ads. Whatever. I guess that is their business strategy. I can have more if I would like, but despite this literally being my sole source of income at the moment, I'm not that heavily drawn toward advertising revenue. If I was partner, yeah, sure, then it probably makes a little more sense because I'm definitely going to have a much larger crowd. I'm going to have a larger sub base, and so then I'm actually legitimately selling a product at that point. So yeah, a little ad revenue so you don't have to sell. That makes sense, but I'm driving my little electronic trucks around in the little electronic dirt, making dumb dad jokes and just kind of screwing around. So it's my intent to not make you have to sit through those stupid repetitive ads as much as I possibly can. I'm doing it for the people. No, don't detach trailer, stop engine. No! No! Yes, thank you. There we go. Because I gotta see the pretty sights. Wow, the pretty sight is just looking at the lake. And a boat. Okay. Well, I don't mind that this one is in the dark for a change. If you apt out, yeah, they run them anyway. So you just put it as low as possible. 1/32 at an hour with pre-rolls on. That's as low as you can forcibly set it. Yeah, everything that says on or off, I've got set off, and everything that has any kind of number, I have set. If it's an interval, to the highest, and if it's a duration, set to the lowest. So I don't know what else. Anytime I fire up my alt as a part of my monitor system over here, it usually opens with two ads. Sometimes it's 15 seconds combo, sometimes it's 15 seconds each, so I don't know. There's so much randomness in their algorithm. And, oh. Okay, so yes, definitely was that there. Someone is entering. Oh, hey, that's right. Tay's actually typing for the first time rather than sub thing. Start engine, but detach trailer, or stall the engine and hook it up wrong. Yeah, I've done that. Oh my god, what was I trying to type yesterday? Bash wall? I don't remember why I was trying to type that, but oh my god. I just physically couldn't do it. I think I had the function key accidentally held down with a fat pinky or something, and it kept going bash Q, bash Q, bash Q, bash Q, and I'd back it up and forth, and everything is a disaster with me. Hey, would you look at that? I did go the wrong way for getting to that service hub. This service hub, that with all those cliffs, that probably would have been impassable going that way. So at least this way. We're going to have a small change of plan. Assuming there's a little swamp road here holds out for me. I can come out this way and oh crap. Oh crap. No, okay. We're fine. Everything's fine here. We're going to go up this way and we are... Oh, and there's fuel there. Bitching. Okay, so we are going to go get the service spare parts we need there, and then we are going to do a massive reverse course. That's the tower that's really weird to get to. It looks like it doesn't really have a formal you should go this way route built to it, so that smells of Tatterin to me. We'll just blare our way straight up the top once we get to that point. Oh, I forgot fresh. Oh, I wonder if that's shortcuttable. That's a word. I would love to be able to activate those two and then pop over here to go around the rock slide. You know what? I'm doing this for your entertainment, so I'm going to give that a shot on the way back. Going this way, though... The coastal frustration. Yes, that's where the boat lives. So... Oh, hey, I think actually the garage lives out here next to the service hub. Ah, okay. Let me do a quick check. Yes, service spare parts. That does have what we need. That is a fuel station that looks like it's active. I think we're good to go there. Auto, so back up. And tally-ho! I think the road's over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. I am accepting of the nighttime challenge while I'm playing my base playthrough here in normal mode, but I have developed a fairly deep love for daytime only in my New Game Plus modded map play on the Steam Deck. Pine Valley is so much nicer when I only have to worry about driving around in the daylight when I can actually see things. I do want to give the level designers credit. On this map, they have found some new ways to make driving more difficult. Top amongst them is all of the damn invisible roots hiding below mud level that are immovable forces. So when there's nothing you can do to get them. You have to back up and then try to pivot around them, but you can't see where they are, so there's a lot of guesswork. And it is super frustrating, but always solvable. So I've actually been able to appreciate that to a degree. Having said that, I also agree with the conversation we were having yesterday about clearly there is a SnowRunner B team in charge of the development on patches and new content and everything. There's definitely a level of quality that has dipped over the last couple of seasons. It's not a trash fire sort of low quality, but a distinct change in quality level. Which, what are you going to do? The game's 3 years old, so at least they're still doing something for it. That's pretty impressive. I do like that they put out the SnowRunner DLC for Dakar Rally. It's kind of fun to play that game with some of these trucks that are going way faster than they have, you know, any real right to be able to go. But cruising them through the desert sand is kind of fun. It's also kind of why I lean into those who are predicting that the next game in line will be Sand Runner. We'll have 3 missions in sand, kind of like, you know, this, well, I mean, like three maps with sand, where SnowRunner had 3 maps with snow. But then you'll have all of the other classic goodies mixed back together. I keep forgetting. Oh, yeah, that you installed the game. I've got it running on. It's still installed on my Steam Deck. I haven't played it very lately, but it's had some good modes. I really enjoyed. There's one. I've got a couple of clips that I actually made off of it, where I'm driving the quad bikes, and the physics definitely get screwy with those sometimes. So I've got one where I'm just vaulting over this giant rock pile, flying down to where the main course actually was supposed to be because I got myself lost, and it's fun the whole way through. If I had a full gaming PC to play it on, especially with a wheel, it would be more entertaining. But it plays pretty well on some days. Speedrun hack. If I just go into a coma? Well, yeah, that's pretty efficient time travel, I guess. Well, I hope I'm still going the right way. If I had really kind of thought and planned, so, you know, not me, probably should have come over here and picked this up first, and then driven back to pick up this cargo container. You know, whatever. I will get fuel seconds. So there, that must be the beginnings of the garage that I'm going to have to build. Ooh, hey, look at that. The service hub is up and running. It's repaired. For a change, I don't think I was too damaged. Now I don't have to worry about it. There is a fuel tank. Oh god, there's a lot of damage. Okay, now I need the service hub. We're gonna drive around. Okay. Fire drill. Oh, steer the other way. Forward one way, backward the other way. Refuel. And Bob's your uncle. I don't know that Bob's your uncle is actually relevant in this case, but it's what I'm going with. Maybe once I get to doing the actual scouting, I'll use that to start collecting a bunch of these. Oh yeah, that's the ford out there, I think. So I'm gonna do that. I do remember this rock slide from Miss Moon's playthrough, and given that location, it was actually pretty easy to drive around through this stuff. So I am gonna do that. Wait, where am I taking this? Oh god, I got lost. Deliver to the communications tower. Oh god, I've lost the tower. I've lost R2. Oh, there it is. So I probably want to go up into the hill from right there. So I'm gonna do my quick double. That's how I know, hey, I'm supposed to stop here. Hope your wheel works onto car. Yeah, that is true. We're basically the same developer, so the same weirdness about wheel support probably applies. I want to go this way. Oh yeah, this is where Billy was having me tow him through this mud, because the loaf was going to take a while to get through this stuff. Doesn't work on 75% of races. Yeah, that seems to be the way these wheels work. They should just basically, be a potentiometer in the middle of the wheel, and then a bunch of on-off buttons. But that's really not the case anymore, especially with the buttons. The buttons have all kinds of crazy, weird sensors built in, so they are definitely all custom beasts. Okay, we're still going. Hard to see in the dark, but we're still moving. I definitely found myself slipping back into Tiger King role in this season here. This truck has been working really well for me, and I've finally gotten back to using the Zix 605. I do have the 612 equipped, but yeah, as I'd mentioned this, I think a little bit on yesterday's stream, and then on last Wednesday when I was going, is that the 612 is so loud that I often take the 605 instead, so that I don't bother Mrs. Jedi upstairs with a real loud rumbling. More of an issue in the evenings than it would be right now necessarily, but it's also nice to actually get to see the 605 again. I used it for one mission on the Glades, just so that I could bring it out and use it, but that's pretty much been it ever since then. After using it to death on the region that shall not be named, I love it more. It felt so overpowered everywhere else that I actually found myself stopping using it for quite a while. This is a little goobery, a little more goobery than I thought it was in yesterday's run, but yeah, a little winch, we're good. Activate this. Plant's workhorse. Hey, driver. That's me. I was heading for the plant, but got stuck in those marshes. The truck is really good. Too bad I'm a poor driver. Please help me. I'll owe you one. You'll owe me $4,250, actually. I'm going to accept it, but this is me, and this is SnowRunner. I'd be happy to help you, just not right now. Do love me a cab over, though. Great American loss, the cab over. That's why I drive a Scania in Euro Truck Simulator. Okay, we're slogging. Right, I don't Snowden. I was driving the Mastodon yesterday, actually. So yeah, it definitely doesn't mind driving through mud and water and anything else that gets in the way. And honestly, that long nose that it's got that I was worried would catch on everything isn't as bad as I thought it was. I've also got enough practice at dealing with driving the long-nosed trucks. I kind of know what to try to avoid when I can. Hey, these rocks are bad. Please make them stop. Okay, I'll get to it. Let's see if I can get around this lumber line in the middle. It's the kind of thing that other things love to get stuck on. Farthest point, and don't drown, don't drown, don't drown. Oh, how easy that was. See, if this was a mod map, that little stretch of water in between the road sections would be about 4 trucks deep, just to make sure that you couldn't cut across there. But even the B team SnowRunner level designers, they know to cut you a little bit slow. Once I get over to my stopping point, that's when I need to check out my fuel level. I do love that ninja trick of loading up the scout fuel carrier on the tongue of an extended step deck trailer. I think I finally worked out an efficient way for me to get that stupid trailer up there so that it will actually pack in place. That's always the problem I had with it getting started, was that I couldn't get the stupid thing to pack. I still have a lot of trouble with it, and honestly, I think part of it is the switch port. I think there may be something going on with the way they port it. I'm sure there's some sort of slight reduction in physics or something, stuff that they've had to do to make sure that it'll actually run here. Seems to make packing all trailers and vehicles just a little bit more difficult. But I've been practicing. Okay, made it out now. Up the hill we go. Definitely got to do my proper routine. Oh, hey, there was my double. So I want to pause here for a moment. How far out that way can I see? Just because I don't have spare fuel on me, and I don't have any other vehicles over here. Scout vehicles, fuel mules, nothing. I am going to go run over here. I'm going to top up the tank. Burn a little bit getting back over here, but then that'll leave me maxed out for at least trying to complete this task. And if I don't have enough fuel to get back, then hey, that's the point that I run over to my original garage. I go grab the Tatarin, maybe drag a fuel trailer behind it, and get to scouting. Should I bring the scout over? Since I assume that trailer is going to end up needing to be delivered over here someplace. Just gotta, gotta fix the garage. I'm just doing this one contract because it's the only other one that I had available to me before opening the gateway. With the one that I was eligible to take with the small exception that it was locked by the gateway itself. So yeah, after this one, the garage is probably gonna be my next task, just because that will simplify some driving. Because right now, I'm not paying $750 to take that stupid ferry across the water. I'm driving around it, but that does add extra time, a little bit of extra fuel consumption. A couple points of engine damage when I bang that rock. It's kind of nice to be able to start out over here. In fact, once I finish this one, I'll go check the contract list. If the contract is open and ready to go now, I'll go ahead and do that before I do my scouting, which is a violation of my protocols, but I'm willing to fill out the paperwork for the variance in protocol for this one. I'm not filling them out in triplicate, though. This is the computer age. If you want 3 copies, you print 3 copies and only write one of these. There we go. Only down 16 liters instead of over 100. That's better. Chunk, chunk. We're hooked up. Where am I going? I'm going out this way. So I'm going out to the first dot. Only 1 dot. I don't need 2 here. I don't need to do my double. So I'm going to drive out to the first dot and see how much extra terrain is exposed. Kind of crossing my fingers that there's not going to be one of those stupid rock slides in the way, but, you know, it's snow running. Everyone loves a good water crossing. I'm sure we'll find a way to put one of those in out here. Okay, we've evened out on the transmission. I was worried I was going to have to downshift just so it would stop going up and down and up and down. For a long time, I'd gotten really good about using the high torque gear for a lot of this kind of driving. But I'd gone just long enough without doing it that my technique is off now. So I end up stalling a lot. It's something else I got to get practiced in. It's the story of my life. There's so many things I got to spend some time practicing on. Right before my last contract, I actually bought a couple of classes in hardcore JavaScript and React. Not Angular, but React framework. I wanted to really bone up on those because those contracts had been coming up more and more for me. Now it's something I'm probably going to be trying to lean into with my full job search. Okay, almost lost track of where I was going. Oh, damn it. See, there is a roadblock there. Poop. Okay. So yeah, that's another thing that I gotta get working on. Is I got some of those classes so I can beef up my skill set. I do like doing that kind of web development. I've always enjoyed what is now referred to as user experience. It's not just the user interface, it's the entire experience now. See the tower's way. Oh. This isn't boding well. Yuck. There's a great big cliff between me and where I actually need to go. And there's a rock slide over there. There's a tiny gap in the trees right there. Okay, well, we're scouting with our full 18 wheels and 279 liters of fuel. We're on a mission from GAD. It's a little more efficient to drive in the grass than in the mud. Now going to take a jeep trail up to the top of this cliff to find the watchtower, so I'm sure that's where I'm headed. That'll at least illuminate the area. If I get too much funk in my peanut butter, I can always temporarily abandon the trailer and come back for it after I've done the scouting. let the Zix brothers deal with getting the garage opened up, so then I don't have to do a huge drive just for recovery. Let's go low. You see, I think I may be on one of those routes right there. Yeah, there was one of those routes in the middle of the rut. They just stop you cold, and they don't look like they should be anything. Yet, here we are. And that's what kills that new Kenworth. I think I would really like Kenny, but he cannot pull a grade to save his own life. And you put the tiniest of those roots in the way, and it just throws its hands in the air and announces it's not doing anything anymore. It'll drink diesel like it's going out of style, but it won't go anywhere. They addressed that, just so it would, like, do a rock crawl out into it. You don't have to do it fast, just so that it could get through it at all. I'm pretty sure I could find myself using that truck a lot. Right now, I do have it set up back over on Duncan Bay at the lumber mill. I've got it mounted up with a medium log frame, and it is pulling the medium log trailer that originated out there at the log station. So that should I run into something over here that needs medium logs, that Kenny is ready to go, bringing some logs over here. But until that time, it's just going to collect rust over there. In part because to put any other frame on it, I need to pull it back to the garage, and then I'd have to drive over a bunch of stuff to get it anywhere. That's time and effort. That's a cool looking tower. That's a little different. Where are we going? Okay, where are we? Ooh, okay. That tower that I'm seeing is the communication tower. That's why it looks different than the others. And that's the normal tower right there that I should have been looking at. Okay, everyone, hold on to your butts. I don't know, whatever you want to hold on to. We're side-trekking here to go open up this tower. Kablam! And oh my God, there's daylight. You can actually see the pretty view. It's a little foggy down there. Let's go check the tower for scrap. Oh, okay, so there is a fallen tower over there. It says, I don't see anything. I'm guessing maybe that's one of the towers that actually blocks the road. That's why there's two of them so close. There actually is something between them. There's the comms tower. I am on the proper path for that. That's where I want to deliver this to. Once it's delivered, I'm going to pop over here to turn that on. All for the great view. For the greater good. That's how I would like to come back. Oh, all for the great view is a contest. Oh, okay. All bets are off then? What do we have? A 2-minute, 40-second. Zone 1. Zone 2. Zone 3. Oh, okay. In the right vehicles, you know, not a rig pulling a trailer full of cargo. That one actually probably isn't too bad. Hey, welcome to the Pacific Northwest. It is now raining. Though I will reiterate my complaint. When we moved here, we were promised 72 degrees and light drizzle 365 days a year. And that is not how it works. At least not anymore. We haven't hit 100 yet, but we'll get there. And for the past several years, I would be able to tell you at this point we are already a good month into the 3 months of not a drop of rain, but we actually had about 35 drops of rain fall just a couple days ago. Not enough to effectively water the plants or anything, but enough that you could see the darker patch on the walkway up to our front door. Not enough to count as rain. I guess technically they would count it as trace rain. But then during the winter it rains way too much, and We really need to replace our roof. Nah, that's going to become the moral financial dilemma here in the next 30 days. How much of savings we want to consider using now to replace the roof? Oh, hey, this road's a little less developed than what I'd just come up. Stupid concrete sucking up the water. Actually, my walkway it's a wooden plank. We call it the drawbridge. My house is on a hill that runs a pretty solid 45 degrees. So from the driveway to the front door is 40 feet of deck. And our air conditioner unit actually lives underneath that deck. So sometimes it'll blow hot air up at you during the summer when it's cooling the house, and that's not a cool move. Oh, this is a really unimproved road. This is almost what I was expecting it to turn into, but earlier. Only having to do this last stretch isn't so bad. And our driveway itself is this weird cobble, which is really stupid here because it is packed with moss right now. Really should have done something someday about cleaning that up. Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna restore communications. Can I see? I can't see it very high. Now I can call my family. Perfect. Let's not detach. We don't need to do that. Let's just stop the engine. Let's see what I got going on here. Roof replacement. You went for a tin roof. My HOA can be kind of weird about stuff. They haven't been over the last couple of years because there's a large case of no one much caring. So even the Karens that were on the board have gone ahead and dropped off. So the ones that would love to drive through the neighborhood and issue citations, they're all gone right now. So no one complains too much. But one of the items that they are still kind of picky on is roof material. I think we have a fairly wide amount of leeway in what we would go with. The stuff that we've looked at, we're going to try to replace it as close as we possibly can to minimize complaint. But I do know that tin roofs and Spanish tile are both, ixnay. Those are straight on the disapproved list. Plus, it rains here. So a tin roof might be fun for the first, say, 30 minutes, and then would suck for the next 20 years. Unless that was your fetish. If that's your kink, then yeah, sure, knock yourself out. I would say just go build a shed in the backyard with that, but you're also really kind of not allowed to have sheds here, sort of. In part because, we're on a hill, that makes things difficult. If you were leaning out my master bedroom window upstairs, it's about 70 feet down to our backyard, so you need a good rope to get down to the shed. I've actually had to drive to the end of the block, down the hill out on the road out there, and then drive in on the next road below and climb up to get to some stuff that's fallen down there before. Oh, hey, look, there's the fallen tower. I can definitely see here. It looks like I should also definitely be able to drive around it, so that's good. So, how do I want to do this? You know what? There is fuel right there. Maybe I just go ahead and see what the rest of this road is about. Maybe I drive to here. If I get to here, I can just fly down the hill, because that'll be totally safe. And then cut over here to where the garage lives, and there is fuel. And then I'll check on the garage contract. That sounds like a viable plan. I am still over half tank. So as long as this tree is willing to fold. There we go. I can get around this. Actually, I'm curious here. What am I supposed to do for this mission? Oh, okay. It wants me to bring up service spare parts. Which, as it happens, live down here by this not yet complete garage, so it gives me options. not going back the way I came. I'm blazing forward, continuing to scout with the totally inappropriate vehicle. That's how we roll. Someone drive to Kennewick and report back to me how many HOAs they have. I might change my retirement plans. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh geez, oh geez. Turn. Keep turning. Keep turning. The wheel's there, you gotta go. Otherwise we're going swimming. There we go. Let's see, you get accustomed to the sound, plus I have an attic. Oh, well, yeah, that's a big help if you have a full attic. Technically, we have attic space. It's not an actual attic, though. And sort of, we have a basement, but it's actually 15 feet above ground. So it's a floating basement. It's kind of like Miss Moon's boat in the sky. There's some nice scenery back here on this section of the map. I do enjoy this. And this is also, important note for later, this is pretty passable. So getting those surface spare parts out to tear down that tower shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Especially if I throw them on something like the Mastodon. Just throw them out there in the bed. The Mastodon will drive over basically anything. Oh, this is very cool up here. There's the garage stuff down there somewhere. Draw distance is a little short on the Switch, so I'll have to come back here on the Steam Deck one day to get a look at how it draws it nice and deep. In theory, the Steam Deck will actually output in 4K. I think you have to kick it a couple of places to make it actually do it. Well, that would be a fun experiment to try. Obviously, I can't stream that, but the monitor that I'm playing on is a 4K monitor, so it would pull the load. And the capture card I've got will only capture at 1080p, but it will pass through 4K, so I could make this all work. Oop, bouncy, bouncy, bounce. Oh yeah, back there, that's where I was going to cut down if I needed to. Oh well, it's too late. We're not cutting down. Instead, we're coming over here, and I am... I don't know what's going to happen when we get down here. I guess I'm going to find out. I guess at a minimum, I'm going to go mud bogging. Maybe I'll go swimming. That all looks like it's pretty doable stuff. Oh yeah, it's even got tracks laid out already. Basically, I'm headed over here, and we are going to do a hip hop, a hippity hop. I won't do that again. I apologize. But we're heading over here to the fuel station, knee garage. Fuel over there, then we'll go see what that garage needs to get built. Not terrible, just a little slow. The biggest, baddest mud tires on this truck that it'll take, so it should keep going. Got a few strategic trees for winching. Friendlier than mud. Thought for a moment you said your hip popped. Well, guess what? I'm already at old age, but my hips are doing good. I've got one bum knee, but that knee has been bummed due to injury for a very long time. So that one's not old age specific. I also have a bum ankle, but that's the same story. That one's even older. That one got bummed Back in high school. Technically, the bum knee is a result of football in high school, but the ankle was a sudden thing that very much happened at an instant in time back then. It was just building up over time. Oh, man, look at us. There's the pile of dino poo. It's a very weird addition. Of all of the new assets they decided to make up, that's not one I would have guessed. Look at that. Bam! Made it back what's going to be home base over here. Oh man, there's more stuff back there too. I think this one's kind of like Maine. There's a contract and you're going to rebuild the garage, but then all of the typical services you associate with the garage, you're also going to have to build on separate contracts. I kind of have a suspicion half the contracts over here in the national park are just going to be around building this facility back up. So let's see. I have a whole bunch of these contracts sitting around waiting. Okay, the metalworks is on the other side of town. So once I've got that rock slide cleared up, I could probably do the rest of that one. You have to take a detour along the marshes. Wow, that is a long name. So I want service spare parts, which could come from there, but they also come from right there. Oh. Wait, is that it? Oh, that's a super close one. I'm gonna turn that one on here, just in case that ends up being more convenient to do next. The water probe. Okay, there's a spot on that one. Like, oh damn, I should have done that one while I was there. The second one doesn't turn on until you've done the first one. That one you actually have to fix the truck first. Once I've got the garage open, that'll be a little more straightforward. That one you just need to drag some service spare parts over. That one's kind of close, but I like clearing this road idea better. Oh, look at that. Second garage construction. Okay, so I got 2 available there. Now that I'm over here, all of Uncle Fishmore have opened up. That's nice. And, ooh, the Stormy Water Medical is done. Ooh, hey. So does that mean if I come out here... no, that's not the one I'm actually looking for. Tasks. Let me go make sure. I got everything for Duncan Bay. Yes, everything for Duncan Bay is done. We're good there. Then go to the global map here. Regional progress. There we go. So yeah, dragging the boat over to the ferry. That's the top one. And then there's park officers investigating stuff. And a canned food factory. So all of that has to be done over here too. Okay, that's good. Garage construction. We want wooden planks, which come from in town. Okay, those are convenient. The bricks are at a factory not far. And vehicle spare parts. I'm at the vehicle spare part. Okay, I can do this one first. Let me go ahead and accept that one. Fuel for law enforcement. They want a fuel carrier in town. Delivered over there to the wildlife protection officers. Okay, I'm going to accept that one. Just so it's enabled. Oop, it activated it. I didn't want that. I'll fix it later. Now, Uncle Fishmore. This is drive around and deliver stuff and doing things in special order for the builders. Neat. So that's important delivery. Uncle Fish will do this job. Oh, okay. This is actually building the canned food factory. Looks like that'll do it all in one big pass. Couple phases, but only one contract. Oh, hey, here's one of those curtain side trailers I saw in town. No, it's not. It's a different one. That one's not going to be too hard to deal with. And special order. That's it. Deliver the big bad boat that's parked over here at the cannery. All the way across the map. That's the bridge that they did without actually building it. They bypassed. And then this is where the boat went airborne, and Miss Moon will have to restart that mission. Once you get past that, though, the rest of that's pretty straight shot the whole way. You don't have to pay $750 for the ferry on the other one because you drop it off at the ferry port. Okay, now let's accept that. So everything is accepted. Everything is active. Oh, except for these last two. Those last two, which very much look like the helping the officers type stories. Okay, well, that's good. So I need 2 vehicle spare parts. Oh, hey, I've got a drop-off point active right now. Okay. Jesus, take the wheel. I hope we survive this run. Did I actually clear that? Yeah, oh, hey, I did clear that. Mission accomplished! Okay, only 4 parts to go. Oh, hey, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity. As long as I'm here, let me put my glasses back on. What works? What works? What a little of this. Hey, there we go. Brought to you by Sirenscape. Now I can take these back off. So I need to get to town, and you know the easiest way to town is to activate this contract and take it 1 service spare part. If I'd thought ahead, which is not a thing I do, I would have grabbed that as long as I was busy over here grabbing those vehicle spare parts. So we are going to flare our own trail back into town the easy way. Knowing how I do with easy ways, I'm going to put this extra 9 liters of fuel back in the truck. So conveniently, this is on the way to completing the garage contract. Oh, I'm sorry, KDP. Apparently I must have made that either streamer or moderator only command. I apologize. I'll fix that just for you. And that one is... I've used up all of my sound slots on Sirenscape. Actually, I take that back. I had. By moving $2 over to my own reader bot, I was able to free up that 1 slot. So I do have 1 sound slot left. But when I was doing this for Sirenscape, I didn't have any kind of video for them, so it's just a graphic alert. So it silently fades in, it lasts a little while, and then it silently fades out. And then I'll have to play something on my own to get it to go. But at some point, I'm going to reach the stage where I'm going to have Triggerfire doing my video and any of these graphic alerts. But I'll be playing all the sound locally on my own machine. That way I will free up a bunch of slots in case I have real use for them. I'm not sure what that use would be, but you know, you never know. I like having it run locally so that I can mad scientist the whole thing. Like adding in the ability to do the sound commands. I think I only spent about 30 minutes including testing. I was very excited that I managed to get that far through it. Okay, you know what? I am going to think just a tiny bit ahead here. And I'm going to start dragging this truck behind me. He wants to... Oh crap, where did he want to go? I thought he wanted to go somewhere on the other side of town. If that is the case, I can get a head start here. I don't have anything to do repairs with over here, but I can definitely start getting to move them. This is some serious mud. I don't want to spend an hour just fighting my way across this box, so I'm going to winch for a bit. Does it show details? No, it doesn't actually show details. Where does he want to end up going? To the metalworks. Okay, that is the one that's on the other side of town. Okay. So, welcome to the road train, my friend. You're coming with me. I do hope you have tires. It would be nicer if you would roll. But, I don't know, I got a good jump out. Oh, thank you for the reminder. I've been forgetting to hydrate. Coffee Monkey is back on duty today. You can save some gas here. Medium lukewarm. It's aggressively lukewarm. I probably should have gotten to it sometime in the last hour and 40 minutes, but forgot. I do love driving my trucks. Though if I was driving my truck, I would have a sealable coffee mug with me that I'd be drinking out of continuously. There we go. That was a nice triple hydrate. How you coming back there? Okay, you're moving. I don't think this was nearly as muddy as that first stretch. Even with the truck in tow, I should be able to make this. Had the bigger winch, I could crane, I could lift it up onto the trailer and just haul it along that way, but that would involve having to bring over a second vehicle. I ain't got that kind of time. This is trucking, man. Time is money. Oop, getting ready to head to work. Jedi is probably thirsty as I grab my drink for work. That is exactly the way it works, too. Every time you go to work, I suddenly get thirsty. It's kind of weird and stalkery, but, you know, well, you're already friends with Nico, so you know what that's like. Nico burn. I guess now we'll find out if he's still here or not. Now, the Mastodon just drove right over the top of these rocks. Bam! I do not have to take a detour along the marshes anymore. I can just plow straight through. I love that it picked special order for me, but I don't actually need that one just yet. I can go back to tracking this one in the hopes that I can actually remember what it is that I'm coming over here to get. Where I stopped to pick up the wooden planks is where I will drop off the, is this the CL? I think it's the CLT that I'm pulling. Gorgeous Ford Cavalry. Personally, I'm an International Harvester, now International Navistar guy, but unfortunately, well, they've got a few of those trucks here, but they're not. They're more role players rather than a generic cargo hauling truck like this one. You know, they've got obviously the Scout 800, they've got the Lodestar. And I think they've got one other. Is the Paystar in International? I used the Paystar a little bit. It's got that nice long, super multi-wheeled frame. Get a lot of use out of that one. I think I use that one a lot in Wisconsin. Sorry, Wisconsin. Nope, it's muddy. We still got the good tires. We're going. Go to low gear to cut the wheel spin. Get a little more grab. That truck back there is just a mud plow now. If I gear up. Yeah, okay. Gearing back up seems to have helped here. Raise Tay, so nothing is weird. Okay. Yeah, you have a totally valid point there. I'm trying to avoid swamping shift. I'm trying to avoid winching myself out of this little bit of hole here because then I would have to reattach to the truck behind me. And I'm gonna have to. This is going just a little too slow. I got quotas to meet. Select my truck. I'm reeling you back in a little bit here. We are probably we're gonna struggle just a little bit because we are pulling the drop sled behind us through the mud. I'm getting some. I wonder if I can get him. Oh, he is almost up to the tail there. Well, we're still climbing. I've got plenty of fuel for this run, so at least I'm not worried about that. I just would like to not go for the multi-reach game right now. Although at the end of the day, if I'd just done that in the beginning, like now, it'll still be faster than waiting to pull myself through. There's front wheels up on something dry again. The front end of that truck is mud-caked. There we go. Now we're pulling. Good job, Jedi Greeter. Really, I've only run into 2 technical issues with my Greeter bot. One of them is that the occasion where when I'm setting up for stream, I forget to turn it on. So, at least that's a problem with me, not technically with the bot. And then one time, Twitch decided to time out its authentication for some reason. I have no idea why. I had to completely regenerate everything about the security around its login in order to get it connected again. I don't know if Twitch actually actively disliked something about it, or if it just sat idle too many times in the wrong places and flipped some sort of, security breach risk flag somewhere that just auto reset my account or what it was. It's only done it to me once. So, I guess that's a good thing. So, while I now have some extra time, once I've got my resume really fully straightened out, I have one that I have been maintaining for the last 9 years at my current company. That it kind of reads more like an academic CV than it does a traditional resume, because my job for the last 9 years has involved working at a dozen different companies in 9 different industries. So I have it in overall it's in resume format, so it's by company per years, but with my most recent one it's then subdivided by industry, and each one of those gets kind of its own little full mini entry for resume type stuff. Hey, you know what? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to crash your truck. Okay, at least it's still upright. I'm gonna get gas as long as I'm here. I am going to leave this truck sitting at the gas station, because that seems appropriate for a truck that needs extra repairs and stuff. Boop. So, park you there. Now, I could pick up the wooden planks here and now, but I learned my lesson in the last run. I'm going to grab those on the way back, and I am going to go see about how we maybe go to that factory first. I'm going to go this way. This is SnowRunner. It could end right here, and then there's a cliff right there, so you have to go around the long way. But this way is shorter than going the long way around, so aside from the fact that it makes it more likely that it's a trap, I'm going to go that way just in case it does work out. Maybe it'll save a little time. Mailbox baseball. Bam. Oh, good God. Okay, I learned my lesson, officer. I shouldn't drive over mailboxes, apparently. They are super mean on the suspension and the tires. And I think the engine, too. Yeah. But my fuel tank and my transmission, A-okay. Okay, it's a little wet down here. That's fine. I'm going to drive to the other side of the water, get out on that little dry plank over there by that other phone pole. Just in case this is a little soupy, I don't want to stop in the middle of it. So I will go check how much map I've exposed. Top of the hill, what have we got? So we're gonna drive out to here. This is looking okay, I think, for getting to the factory. That is definitely on a rock promontory. I don't see any attempted path to get to it from that side, so I bet it comes from somewhere over here. There was one of these towers just like this on the first map, where the road actually pitched all the way out and around and came into something long. I think there's a factory over there too, so I'm putting my money on that's how this one's going to work out. It's actually drier if I stick around to the left. But I am super confident in this truck to stick to right here. Confidence has been justified. We're doing okay. Just have to get over a couple of really big sticks in the ground. The rocks. Very happy that I refueled. This definitely burns gas churning through mud. Stay as dry as we can, just for maximum efficiency. And, you know, for the time being, I'm just going to kind of follow the road here. And veer off this way. We're going to swing back to the left. Just, oh, the factory is up on top of the hill. Boy, no one saw that coming. As long as this road goes up the hill, we're good. Oh, yeah, it does. Sweet. And look at that. There is the roundabout road that gets you to the tower. Okay, everything's coming up Millhouse now. I am now bound and determined to go ahead and get this mission wrapped up before ending today's stream, so I'm going to go a little bit long. Yay! I would ask what else have I got to do, but actually, not counting dinner, which definitely has to happen sometime in the next, hopefully, hour or two. I got to do the cut and color, because we got to be pretty for Seattle this weekend. Yeah, both of us. I'm actually not going to color mine. I'm fine with selling it. We're definitely getting cuts. Okay, I'm declaring it. I am going to go open that watchtower from right here and now. I think this is it. I'm not sure where the road ended up. I hope it's over here somewhere. There it is. See, if it would stop turning to the right so that my headlights could actually land on something, I could be sure. Yep, glad I didn't bring the trailer, even if it is empty. Should be a short enough detour that fuel should not be an issue. Ooh, tires maybe, though. That was a great big banger. I do love taking these large-scale trucks out these little Jeep roads. That's an awesome view during the daytime. Not that I'd know what that is. Good valley overview. Did you open anything new for me? Oh, ooh, look, a new trailer. Nope, that's my trailer. Never mind. There is a new trailer over there. Oh, and it's got fuel. Oh, there's another factory. The abandoned oil tank. Oh, a trailer store. Hey, nice. Oh, actually, that's really convenient to town, too. Okay, how do we get out of here without accidentally falling off the cliff? Why no, I've never done that in this game. Why would you ask that? Stumps lying in wait. Although there are stumps on these maps, they've generally been replaced by all of these little hidden routes. Color your half an interesting avalanche burgundy or whatever shade of it. Color my half of what? I've already forgotten. I can't remember what I was talking about. Let's see if we can not rip a tire off. Okay, that's just engine. I can live with a little bit of engine damage. I can live with a little fuel tank damage and a little more engine damage. What I can't live with is a ripped off tire because I don't have any spares on board here. Because if you put the spare on, it pushes the loading crane back a little too far, and then sometimes you can't connect to the trailers, which then makes this entire setup useless. Ooh, I wish it was daytime. Pretty sure that trailer is still mostly kind of standing upright. Okay, we're good. Connected. We're fine here. Everything's fine. We are back in business. Got my, 5 or 10 experience points for opening up the tower. Actually, I think it's 50 points for opening up the tower. More importantly, I got a good view of a bunch of the extra roads around here. I found myself doing a lot of the glades this way too. Yay, I've opened up a new map. Let's stick to my standard pattern. First, let me go grab a scout vehicle. Let's go open up all the watchtowers, and then let's go rebuild all of the bridges and road blockages and everything. And then let's do this, and then let's do that. And oh, hey, look, here I am, and I'm doing half the missions with this one truck all by itself out here. I've forgotten everything else I'm supposed to be doing. Do I wanna... No, you know what? Screw it. I'm already over here. Oh, nope. Unscrew it. That is a mission trailer. Technically, I can use 90% of the fuel in it, and the mission itself won't care. Hard mode. It's either flipped. You can only use 10%, or it's in the middle, 50%. I feel guilty. I don't want to steal from my future customer. So I'm gonna leave that fuel there. I got plenty for getting back to town. This isn't gonna be a problem. So refuel in town, and then it's a nice, easy shot now that I'm not towing anybody else. The road slide is repaired out to the garage construction area. Take a quick peek. If there's any other real simple close missions, maybe I'll throw in one more. Otherwise, that will probably be where I call it for the night. I won't be here on Saturday. So it's currently now my Pikmin stream won't be happening there, but we'll be home Sunday evening. That whole trip plan got changed when the job dropped the bomb on us last Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Well, it's actually been a week already. So I will now be back on Sunday. So maybe I do my makeup stream then. And I get to go sign all my layoff paperwork on Monday. Been large part because that's what's going to authorize the extra 2 months worth of pay and the extension of benefits, and also get me qualified for unemployment payments. Yay! And I haven't done unemployment since 2003. It's been 20 years since I last claimed an unemployment check. I feel pretty good about that, actually. So I got 20 years of paying into the system. I'd like to get just a little bit of it back. I don't need it all back. There are definitely people who need it more than I do, but I'm gonna need something. I really hope I only need a month or two though. As long as I'm busy driving with not much going on anyway. The big difference between being laid off 20 years ago and laid off now is that 20 years ago when it happened, it was because of the telecom bust in Denver. So everybody there was out of jobs in the same sector at the same time. And that is how I ended up having to move out of state to Omaha to find a replacement job. This time around, this is, although there are a fair number of companies around here that have been doing, you know, right sizing of their groups lately, there haven't been a whole lot of them, and it's not an industry-wide thing. This was definitely a case of my company was having trouble. We were a little niche, I have to admit, in the services that we provided and the sales pitch that we offered around ourselves. So this is really us not being able to maintain the number of contracts needed to fully support the company. So this was a on us kind of deal. So I don't have the same level of competition in the immediate area that I had to deal with. The rise of remote opportunities has both made some things a little easier and some things a little worse. There's going to be more competition for those jobs. But if I can find a remote/hybrid that doesn't really come into the office much, but a little bit, so they kind of really want someone who already lives here, boom. That's where I'm gonna excel at. And actually the one job that I've already applied to, that is the case with them. It's not explicitly Portland that they want you to live in. They've got like 10 different satellite hub offices that they want you near, but at least I'm near one of them. And I've got a friend of a friend of a friend that kind of hooked me up with that, so hopefully that makes it a guarantee. I think that's the way nepotism works, right? Is it nepotism if you're not actually related? Yeah, who knows? Have I claimed that tower straight ahead of me up there? No, that's the fun one. I gotta remember to actually do that one. So let's see, I'm going out here, rocking my way down here. That's a little too far off the path. We're meeting up with some pavement over here for, 30, 60 seconds. And then we are going to jump off. I don't really need all of these, but I'm putting them in anyway because they're fun. Oh! No! You fool! Why didn't anyone tell me? That whole plan about I'm going to be smart this time and I'm going to get the wooden planks on the way back, so that I don't have to drive them all through this unknown territory to go find the bricks. Yep. Did not stop to pick those up. That's probably why that yellow diamond over there is still screaming away at me. I forgot something. That's okay. It just buys you and me a little extra quality time as I extend the stream here. Retraverse the lumpy highway. So I gotta get the garage open. I gotta at least start mixing in doing some of the scouting and the watchtowers. I am kind of jazzed about doing the boat mission. I will definitely be sure to save the boat mission for on-stream though. Most of the scouting I'll probably do off-stream again. It's a big part of the reason why I'm just going ahead and doing these missions and pseudo scouting with the full rig. Sometimes the pure scouting missions can get a little boring. Although if there's one thing that the 800 is good for, it's rollovers. Everyone loves a good roll counter. Okay, 2 wooden planks, 2 bricks. Now I'm loaded up to complete the job. Remind me to tune my resume so that I am not appealing to the trucking market, because I'm not going to be able to pull that off, I think. And we're headed back this way. I am so confident in only having used 36 liters of fuel so far that I'm not even going to stop at the gas station again. I am just going to blare right on through town, honking my horn like I'm one of those kids. Do kids honk horns? I don't know. I don't think I ever did. If there's one thing that I want to be sure that I claim, is that I have no idea what kids are actually like anymore. I am not the cool parent, because I'm not a parent, so I can't be regardless. But as a side effect, I don't have a whole lot of contact with kids, because a childless man having contact with other children can oftentimes involve the police. So I like to avoid that. I do have a few friends with a few kids that I actually will interact with. But they are all super weird, which may be telling me something about kids in the first place, I guess, perhaps. Okay, now we're back on task. Just like nothing happened. It's a good thing I looked up there. I was taking a quick look just to be sure that I had grabbed the right materials. But for some reason I was thinking I would grab the wrong ones. And I decided, nope, bricks, those are definitely right there, and then wooden planks, so yeah, those are definitely, wait, I don't have any wooden planks. So that saved me a couple of extra painful minutes of retracing my steps. On garage construction site. If I'm right, garage means that you have to build up all of the extra components like the auto repairs and auto refueling and customizing your rig and the truck store and all of those. And that means that if I need to use it for repairs or customization, I can drive to this one, I can retain the truck away to storage, then I can manually change maps, go to the other garage, and pull the truck out of storage, do the editing there, and then retain it and redeploy it over here at this garage. It's kind of stupid extra steps. Maine, that wasn't an option. You didn't have a second garage to go to. You had one garage, so if you wanted to do that stuff, you either had to get it fixed, or you had to retain it away, transfer to a completely different region, load it into a garage there, make your changes, retain it away, and then reload it when you came back to Maine. Which I never did, because especially on the Switch with long load times, that is way too long. As it turned out, getting those construction jobs done for the garage weren't that technically challenging, so I never really had a high risk of running out of fuel and being completely dead in the water. It did help, though, that I knew ahead of time that was going to be a thing, so I did make sure that I had a couple of different trucks configured to handle a couple of different types of missions and loads, so that not knowing what they would all be, I wouldn't get stuck in the position where I had 3 trucks ready to go, but they all had flatbeds, and in order to accomplish something I was going to have a crane. Because in that case, I literally would have had no other choice but to take it back to wherever, take it back to Michigan, change up everything, and then come back to Maine again. So in order to do a little roleplay immersion, I cheated just a little bit. I phoned a friend, learned that I wouldn't be able to customize my rig for a little bit, so did some pre-customization, but before I left Wisconsin, the previous area. I'm going to save us just a little extra time. Go and winch these last 10 feet. Look how much fuel I still have on board. This is amazing. Pull back a little bit here. Back to our 20 seconds of pavement. Just as lumpy. Actually, not quite as lumpy as the other stuff, but a little lumpy. And we're done with the pavement. Oh, look at that. The sun's going to come up. I'll actually get to see some animation of the garage being built, if there is any. Or it may just, bam, power drop it into place. I think in Maine you got an animation for the garage, but then all of the outbuildings were, bam, animations. That's right, we're goopy, and this time we're loaded. We're a little downhill, so it seems to help. Although that poor Kenworth, man, I was going downhill with that thing. In some slight mud with the roots, and I was actually having to give it full gas just to keep moving forward. That thing wanted to bog and drown downhill. Don't need them to totally overpower it, but just a hint of unnerfing would really go a long way with that truck. Truck services! Yay, us! As long as I'm gonna go right through it anyway. Boom, fix those tires. Oh, hey, that's kind of funny. Now, one thing I've learned from previous maps and from watching it happen yesterday on this Moonstream is that you can't actually use this garage until you go to that other yellow square to discover it, even though you've built it. So yeah, the accident happens where you complete the construction, you recover your truck, thinking you'll go inside, but it recovers you to the other map. So we're not going to do that. Wooden planks. Bricks ahoy. Ooh, an animation. Yes. Well, a light animation. But it still counted. Make yourself at home. Thanks for your cooperation. Oh, hey, look at that. New trucks for sale. Over 16 grand. Cool. So, let's... Garage discovered. That's what we needed. I'm going to drop the trailer here, because it can't go in the garage. The garage is actually just this tiny building here with the big dealership attached to it. Boom! Welcome to the garage. I do have access to customization. I think you always have access to storage. I have access to the store. Oh, wow. Is this actually all done in one shot, then? Drop out right here. There's all this other stuff. Other than that, that's all already built. Let me take a quick drive around before I finish for the day. Instead of looking at additional contracts or anything. If I can hit the right button. Let me out of here, please. There we go. I'm going to take a quick tour around the yard, just in case there are any other build me sites around here. Oh god, it stumps. Oh god, there's so many stumps. Oh, squeezed through. May have to go up on... Well, I guess 3 wheels. Nope, I actually made it through there. Okay. Cheers. Oh my god, has there been a trailer store over here the whole time? Or did this just open? Nope, it is active though. Oh, here's an adorable little trailer. You're free, I'm selling you. Yes. New 30 XP trailer. Hey, look what I just found in your yard. What would you give me for it? Churn down here. There's the first one. Boop, sold. It's gone. Well, I didn't actually need the trailer store before, but now it's fully identified and on the map. The garage is active, so it's ready to go. The Tega I'm primarily using as my flatbed trailer tower, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him back over here. Get him reconnected to our Blue Betty. I guess that's what I'm going to call it now. Blue Bomber? Well, okay, Blue Betty doesn't make any sense, but Blue Bomber really doesn't either, so... Trailer Blue? I don't know. I'm gonna workshop that a little bit. There we go. Let's get reconnected. Let's... Nope, not enough. Not a tight enough turning radius to get through that. I'm gonna dip through there just in case I touch something. Oh, I didn't. Park up here. Fuel up. Let me see if I got anything good that I want to get prepped for our next session. Okay, that one I'm gonna need to do the road artery first. Which seems like a good idea. The water probe, that one is accessible right now. The plant, workhouse, I gotta fix it first, but then I can definitely get it to that factory. That's not a challenge. I just need a repair vehicle. That sounds like a case for the F-750. And then that just needs parts. Okay, so all of those actually aren't looking too bad. I don't think the contest will be horrible, but honestly, I don't do the contests on stream because the risk for swearing is very high on those. Oh, hey! Opening up that tower on the precipice actually did expose the stuck truck over here. That's one I need to go activate. I need to get the tower. I need to do this repair, the mountain obstacle. That one is not even active yet. Yeah, that's more than I think I'm going to squeeze in right now. So I got that one. I got those four for the fisherman, and that one is done. That needs you to complete following the poacher's trail, which is this one, which needs you to follow fuel. Okay, so this is a string of 3. You'll do those in order, so I'm probably going to combine those at some point. Those would be a good trio to do on stream because they're going to tell a story. I like that idea. Special order is the boat. 100%. That one is happening on stream. This simple crappy port delivery, that one I could potentially do off. That one actually finishes the warehouse. I might do that one on stream just because that should come with the animation. And this one is just delivering that trailer over, which should also actually be pretty easy once road artery is taken care of. So I think off stream, I'm going to do these at least 3 road repairs. I'll probably do the fallen tower off stream. Now that I've done the drive through there once, there's really nothing extra technical about it. Getting to that tower might be fun on stream just because there's some potential for rolling involved in that one. And then, yeah, the boring couple of missions here. But the 3 for British Columbia and half of the Uncle Fishmore definitely going to save for on stream. So I think that will be enough to get me covered for today. I got plans set up for next Wednesday. So I will not be streaming this Saturday. I might do a makeup stream on Sunday, but really that's going to be a Sunday night determination. It kind of depends on what time we get back. what Mrs. Jedi has on her schedule for that evening. She's trying to be completely done before we even leave, but her typical due time is Sunday at 9 p.m. our time. So if we get home, we should be home in advance of that. So she may need that window for finishing some stuff up. And when she's that hard pressed against a deadline, I typically won't do the streaming down here because I yak a lot and make a bunch of noise. I can play the game on my headphones if I need to, but talking like that wouldn't really work. So maybe Sunday. Otherwise, I'm going to be back here next Wednesday. I'm going to... Which one should I start off with? By that time, I should have all of the roads fixed. I may go straight to the boat mission. And then after the boat mission, I might look at doing the cannery. Get Uncle Fishmore done. And then go back and do the British Columbia trio. It's probably more than I'll be able to do in a single stream. But that'll be the goal. That's the plan. I've got those 5 missions set aside for streaming. Possibly that... okay, it's not on screen anymore, but the watchtower that's on the top of the hill with no road access. I might save that one for on stream too, just in case I do something terribly wrong with it. But that will be next week. Let me come over here and see if we got anybody up and running. Are you still around, Ninja? Are you streaming? Let me refresh my list of who is out there right now. The Glass Cannon's a good role-playing cast, but not necessarily totally applicable. Killer's Road is playing some SnowRunner right now. Who is that? Postal Hollywood also is. Oh, he's working on the rocket in Amour. Ooh, that one might be good to check in on. Killer's Road is doing Wisconsin, but no, I think we're going with Postal Hollywood, who is working in Amour. Amour is an awesome, awesome challenge. Everyone talks about how terrible and what a nightmare that map is, and Is Thompson is always referring to it as the region that shall not be named. I talk about how tough and how horrible and how nightmarish it was, but I talk about it that way with love because it was such an awesome challenge. It sold me on the Zix 605 because that was pretty much the only truck that I could even remotely reliably get anything done with, and why I'm a little hesitant to use it almost anywhere else now because it was so well powered to handle Amour that it is kind of overpowered most other places. But with the mud and the roots here, I haven't felt bad using it. So let me get the raid started. I'm going to take us to the end screen. I'm going to play a little bit of music, and then I'm going to raid on over, and I look forward to seeing everybody again somewhere between Sunday and Wednesday. So, bye.